Alright, so Valve just dropped the Austin Major update on us, and honestly, there's a lot of pretty exciting stuff to unpack here, so let's go ahead and take a look. Obviously, we've got the return of pick'ems, this year with a rustic Western Texas themed look, and we'll get into my actual pick'ems in a moment, but first, let's take a look at everything else. As per usual, there are two options for purchasing the Viewer Pass, a $9.99 base price, or a $17.99 version that includes 3 extra souvenir tokens. And as always, the tokens are going to be redeemable for souvenir packages, which are going to become available once the actual matchups start happening when the major starts. Now, the most exciting part for a lot of people are going to be the new team stickers, and the paper stickers this time around actually look like the logos burned onto a piece of paper, which is pretty unique and cool in my opinion compared to some of the previous majors. Honestly, I'm just happy to see them go with a more creative option instead of just using a transparent copy and paste like the last few majors. But hey, even better than that, we've got foil stickers making a return, and these are honestly some of the nicest looking foils we've ever had, in my opinion. They're on what looks to be a belt buckle, which is fitting for the Texas-themed major, and the hollows are still somewhat transparent, but with a unique design that's going to make them stand out a little bit over previous majors. Now finally, let's talk about the golds. Obviously, they also kind of look like that foil belt buckle, but gold. And I think these look pretty nice, nothing too crazy. I don't think these are really my favorite in the capsules, but of course they will be rare and fairly valuable, and I think they just look better than a lot of the previous golds just because there's something unique about them. The autographs also look pretty nice. They're just about what you'd expect, nothing too special here. Obviously they have all the phases of the previous stickers, just with player signatures over top. Also, a lot of these look incredible when scraped, especially the paper, so I'm kind of curious to see what people end up coming up with, and if you want to share it, feel free to go into the skins section of my Discord and show me what you got. And of course, there are 32 teams in this major, which is more than we've ever seen. They're split between 3 different capsules, with 16 teams in the Contenders capsule, and all 16 of them ready to be placed in Stage 1 of the Pick'ems. Now, before we go any further, I do want to thank today's sponsor, SkinsMonkey. For those of you that don't know, SkinsMonkey is an automated CS2 trading site that allows you to select the old skins you don't want anymore and pick out some new ones from the monkey. It's a great way to freshen up that old dusty inventory, and hey, that's not all. They have some amazing filter and selection features, as well as 24/7 live support. If you click the link in the description, you can get a free $5 and a 30% deposit bonus that becomes 35% if you use my code TACTICS on the site. Don't miss out on this offer and check out SkinsMonkey today. Let's get back into the video. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with my actual picks for the 2025 Blast.TV Austin Major Stage 1. Obviously, this is going to be one of the more difficult stages to predict just because the quality of opponents here in Stage 1 isn't all that high, but with that being said, I think we can try to piece this one together. So starting off with the 3-0 picks, I think Heroic are by far the strongest team in this stage of the major. I think they should be the safest pick for a 3-0, although there are best of ones involved, so you never really know. I would say the second strongest team is going to be Complexity. They have looked very good, especially against this level of competition, both in some international and domestic tournaments. I just have a lot of confidence in Complexity making it out, and hey, I think they're one of the better looking teams at this stage. I'm an NA boy. I'm saying they're going 3-0. Now, when it comes to the 3-1, 3-2 advance, it's kind of difficult just because there are so many regions represented here. I have no idea what a Bait versus Tyloo matchup would look like, but hey, we can do our best to kind of get through it here. So to start off, I think, honestly, I'm very confident in Bait. They've looked solid as of late. Just in Tier 2, Tier 3 European CS, they're winning, things like ESL Challenger League. They're having high placements in 2-2 tournaments. I think they're definitely a team that should be blasting through this phase of the event. Wildcard as well on paper should be doing just fine here. I think Stanislaw has been doing a good job with the Swedes. Just a solid looking roster, to be completely honest. OG also have had solid form as of late. I think BetBoom has enough experience with Boomich on that team to where they should be able to make it through something like this. Anything can happen, but I feel decent about them as well. I think my hot take here is going to be Tyloo. I think Tyloo have kind of cemented themselves as the best Chinese team. They've recently been beating LinVision, they've beaten Rare Atom, and they've even dumpstered FlyQuest a couple of times, which is kind of the main reason I'm not putting FlyQuest through. They're just not looking that strong to me as of late, so we're just going to say for the last team, it's down to either Namiga or Imperial. I think NRG are a team that could possibly go 0-3, but I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Against this quality competition, you have no idea. But out of all the teams here, I think Metasport is also an honorable mention. I think for now, I'm going to go with Imperial. I'm going to leave Namiga out. This could be a mistake. We'll see. But right now, I think I'm feeling Imperial. And as far as 0-3, very unfortunate situation with Bestia not being able to make it. They got their visas in time, it seems like, but it was too late in terms of Valve and Blast going ahead and releasing this update and making all the announcements. So I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but what I do know is it does feel very bad and unfair to the Bestia players, the fact that they earned this, they actually qualified. Huge step up for South American Counter-Strike, and they get, you know, unfortunately just screwed over, for lack of a better word, with visa issues. But to be honest, since Legacy didn't even qualify for this major, they just got, you know, bumped up because Bestia was disqualified. I think Legacy is a team that I would expect to go 0-3. No hate towards Legacy. I mean, they got a free ticket to the major. Who is going to decline that? Or, you know, I've seen a lot of people kind of having a bad attitude towards Legacy. I don't think that's really warranted at all. Hey, they didn't even qualify to this event, so I feel like it's pretty safe to put them in a 0-3 slot. Linvision, I could see winning a game or two. Fluxo, all these teams, I think maybe Chinja's Warriors, it seems like they play the lowest quality of competition on an everyday basis, so I think I'm going to go with this for my picks and just hope for the best. I definitely think at least one of these two teams should be going 0-3. I feel very confident in Heroic going 3-0, and most of these teams I feel like definitely could, and most of them should be going through to the next stage. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that in, and those are my pick'ems. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, they actually added in quite a few Warhammer 40k sticker capsules, so if you're into Warhammer, this may be something you're super excited about. I have never been the biggest Warhammer guy, but this is pretty cool to see. If you're into Warhammer 40k, I'm sure this will be very exciting. Looks like, what, 4 new sticker capsules. So some of these look pretty neat. So yeah, I definitely would recommend checking that out if you're all about that sort of thing. But that's pretty much everything for this update. But before I go, I do want to thank all of my amazing channel members on screen right now. Thank you guys for allowing me to do this full time and actually get these videos out quickly for everyone to see. So thanks again, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck with your pick'ems, and let me know what you think down in the comments below.